NASA is preparing to release a long-anticipated set of images capturing the interstellar object known as Comet 3I/Atlas during its rare and scientifically valuable close passage near Mars, marking a significant moment for planetary science and astronomy. After weeks of enforced silence caused by the U.S. government shutdown, the space agency has announced a live news teleconference scheduled for November 19th at 3 p.m. EST, during which scientists and administrators will present and discuss images that have never before been shown to the public. These observations were gathered by a combination of space-based telescopes and orbiting spacecraft over the past month, at a time when the comet was undergoing some of the most dramatic changes of its journey through the solar system. Shortly after the event begins, the images will be published on NASA's official website, allowing researchers, space enthusiasts, and the general public to examine one of the rarest visitors ever observed passing through our cosmic neighborhood. The delay in releasing these images was not due to technical challenges or scientific caution, but rather the unfortunate timing of the U.S. government shutdown, which lasted from October 1st through November 12th. During that period, much of NASA's workforce was furloughed, preventing the agency from sharing updates, images, or analysis with the public. This silence coincided with some of the most critical moments in Comet 3I/Atlas's passage through the inner solar system, making the eventual release of the data all the more anticipated. Scientists continued to collect observations where possible, but the inability to communicate findings meant that one of the most exciting astronomical events in recent years unfolded largely out of the public eye. Comet 3I/Atlas is remarkable because it is an interstellar object, meaning it did not originate in our solar system, but instead came from a distant and unknown star system elsewhere in the Milky Way. It was first discovered in late June and officially confirmed as interstellar in early July, making it only the third such object ever detected by humanity, following the discoveries of Oumuamua in 2017 and 2I/Borisov in 2019. Unlike objects born within the gravitational influence of our Sun, interstellar visitors follow hyperbolic trajectories, passing through the solar system only once before continuing onward into interstellar space. This makes every observation critically important, as scientists have only a brief window to study material formed around other stars. One of the most important milestones in 3I/Atlas's journey occurred on October 29th, when the comet reached its closest approach to the Sun. At this point, it entered its brightest and most active phase. As solar radiation heated the comet's surface, frozen ices began to melt and sublimate directly from solid to gas, releasing streams of dust and gas that formed a glowing coma and tail. This process provides scientists with valuable clues about the comet's composition, since the gases released can be analyzed using spectroscopy to identify molecules such as water vapor, carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, and more complex organic compounds. Because the comet formed around another star, its chemical makeup offers a rare opportunity to compare the building blocks of planetary systems beyond our own. Even before reaching perihelion, Comet 3I/Atlas had already achieved another critical encounter. On October 3rd, just days after the government shutdown began, the comet made its closest approach to Mars, passing within approximately 19 million miles, or 30 million kilometers, of the red planet. While this distance may seem enormous by everyday standards, it represents an exceptionally close pass in astronomical terms, especially for an interstellar object moving at tremendous speed. This encounter placed the comet within observational range of a fleet of spacecraft operated by NASA and the European Space Agency that are currently orbiting Mars. Given that the comet will never come nearly this close to Earth, this Martian flyby offered the best opportunity for close-up space-based observations. At its closest approach to Earth on December 19, Comet 3I/Atlas will still be about 170 million miles, or 270 million kilometers, away, far beyond the reach of spacecraft imaging at the level possible near Mars. As a result, scientists view the Martian encounter as the single most valuable moment for studying the comet up close. Instruments aboard Mars-orbiting spacecraft, although not designed to track distant, fast-moving objects, we're nonetheless able to capture images and data that will significantly enhance scientists' understanding of the comet's structure, activity, and trajectory. Earlier in October, the European Space Agency released its own images of Comet 3 I/Atlas taken by the ExoMars Trace Gas Orbiter and the Mars Express Orbiter. These spacecraft primarily study the Martian atmosphere and surface from just a few hundred miles above the planet, which makes observing a small, fast-moving object millions of miles away a considerable challenge. As a result, the comet appeared in ESA's images as a faint, elongated blur rather than a sharply defined object. Despite these limitations, the images were scientifically valuable, as they confirmed the presence of a coma, the cloud of ionized gas that is characteristic of active comets. This confirmation helped rule out alternative interpretations of the object's nature and reinforced its classification as a true comet rather than an inert, asteroid-like body. ESA scientists also combined the Mars orbiter observations with data from Earth-based telescopes to triangulate the comet's position with much greater precision. This collaborative effort allowed researchers to refine calculations of the comet's trajectory, narrowing down uncertainties in its path through the solar system. Accurate trajectory data is essential not only for planning future observations, but also for understanding the comet's velocity and the gravitational influences acting upon it as it passes by the Sun and planets. During NASA's November 19th news conference, the agency is expected to unveil images captured by the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter, particularly using its powerful HiRISE camera. HiRISE, or High-Resolution Imaging Science Experiment, is best known for producing extraordinarily detailed images of the Martian surface, capable of resolving features as small as a desk. While it was not designed to observe distant comets, engineers and scientists adjusted observation strategies to attempt to capture 3 I/Atlas in the days before and after its closest approach to Mars. If successful, these images could represent some of the highest quality views ever obtained of an interstellar comet from space. In addition to HiRISE data, NASA is expected to present observations from other space and ground-based telescopes that tracked the comet over the past several weeks. Together, these datasets will help scientists analyze changes in the comet's brightness, activity level, and structure as it responded to increasing solar heat. Researchers are particularly interested in comparing 3 I/Atlas to previously observed interstellar objects to determine whether there are common traits among such visitors, or if each represents a fundamentally different type of body formed under different conditions. The live stream of the event will be available on NASA's official website, as well as on platforms such as YouTube and Amazon Prime, making it accessible to a global audience. Members of the public have been invited to submit questions using the hashtag #AskNASA on social media, and some of these questions may be addressed live during the broadcast. This interactive element reflects NASA's broader commitment to public engagement and transparency, especially following a period when the agency was unable to communicate due to circumstances beyond its control. Looking ahead, Comet 3 I/Atlas still has more to offer scientists before it leaves the solar system forever. As it approaches its closest point to Earth in December, astronomers will continue to observe it using powerful ground-based telescopes, collecting additional data on its composition and behavior. Early next year, spacecraft operating near Jupiter are also expected to make observations as the comet passes through the outer solar system on its outbound trajectory. Each new dataset will add another piece to the puzzle of where this object came from and what it can tell us about the environments in which planets and smaller bodies form around other stars. Despite these efforts, many mysteries about Comet 3 I/Atlas are likely to remain unresolved. Its exact place of origin, the type of star system it came from, and the processes that shaped its composition may never be known with certainty. Nevertheless, every interstellar object detected represents a profound scientific opportunity, offering a tangible sample of material from beyond our solar system. The images and data released by NASA following the November 19th event will not only deepen our understanding of this particular comet, but also help prepare scientists for future discoveries of interstellar visitors, which are expected to become more frequent as detection technology improves. In this context, the release of the long-awaited images of Comet 3I/Atlas is more than just a delayed news event. It marks a moment when years of technological development, international cooperation, and scientific curiosity converge to shed light on one of the rarest phenomena humanity can observe. For a brief time, a messenger from another star system passed close enough for our robotic explorers to glimpse it. And now, at last, those glimpses are about to be shared with the world.